the operations of the judiciary in the magistrates and supreme high courts of judicature, the industrial court, and legal services, sittings of the House of Parliament, meetings of Cabinet or any Cabinet committee, sittings of the Tobago House of Assembly and meetings of the Assembly or any committee thereof, primary emergency and protective services, state and private emergency ambulance services, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, Trinidad and Tobago Fire Services, Immigration Services, Strategic Services Agency or SSA, basic services concerning the provision of health, hospital, water, electricity, fire, sanitation, civil aviation, telecommunications, and funeral homes. Workers who support the operation, inspection, and maintenance of essential public work facilities, including water and sewer main breaks, fleet maintenance personnel, traffic signal maintenance, and other emergent issues. Or prisons, rehabilitation centers, immigration detention centers, and other places of detention. Or children's homes, community residences, rehabilitation centers, places for the care of the differently able, socially displaced, the elderly, and geriatric homes. Private security firms, estate constables, and special reserve police. Social services such as social workers, including non-governmental organizations that work with the socially disadvantaged and vulnerable. Support to ensure the effective removal, storage, disposal of residential and commercial solid waste and hazardous waste. Or financial services, and of course we list the financial services and the support services. So the banking, businesses, other institutions defined under the Financial Institutions Act, including the unit trust. We've included cooperative societies, remittance houses, and then all of the support services that are necessary. Persons providing services, for example, to keep the ATM machines going, the security services, the cash in transit services, and that will be listed as you will see in the regulations. Service providers who provide services that are necessary for maintaining, this is important, service providers who provide services that are necessary to maintaining the safety, sanitation, and essential operations of our personal residences, including plumbers, electricians, exterminators, and most importantly, only live-in domestic workers. Immediately you should understand why we do not want to put our domestic workers who are very hard working at risk over this period, which really is a short period to the 15th of April, by having them leave their families and their homes to travel, expose themselves, potentially expose their employers and their families, and then the same way back. So only live-in domestic workers at this stage are considered to be essential. Convenience stores, corner shops, discount stores. Discount stores, of course, are meant to cover places like PriceSmart and those type of bulk stores that supply food and pharmaceutical items. Supermarkets, grocery stores, pharmacies, and hardwares. Of course, as I pause on this, it allows all of us, the citizens who need to go out and get supplies to these places, to do so when the stay-at-home order is in effect. But of course, we're imploring upon you, no congregating, no gathering. Go straight to the stores, get what you need, and come back. We have taken a decision to close all government services apart from ministries and municipal corporations. Ministries and municipal corporations, of course, with the proviso that applies to everything, will now go through and decide which are the essential services for every ministry, and persons who cannot work from home, of course, exercising caution, as will be determined by the ministers and their permanent secretaries in every ministry and in our municipal corporations. The Inland Revenue Division, Treasury, Central Bank, Customs and Excise will remain open. We have put in here a category called Transportation and Logistics Services. Of course, this is necessary to get goods, cargo coming in via air, via sea, to the relevant groceries, pharmacies, stores that are providing food and the pharmaceutical services to the rest of us. So of course it will cover the employees. You will see it when you get the regulation. We've included port operations, the truck drivers. An important exception, we are only allowing automotive repair and maintenance facilities who are providing direct support to essential businesses. So it is not that every garage can remain open. There is obviously a health reason for this. You again don't want persons congregating. But we are allowing the repair services and maintenance facility services for those who apply their direct services to the essential businesses. Manufacturers and distributors of food, beverages, pharmaceuticals, including the packaging and bottling of these items. Postal and shipping workers, including private companies. Repair and maintenance of aircraft, marine vessels, and the equipment and infrastructure that enables operations that encompass the movement of cargo and passengers. We've included, of course, aviation, aviation and airport operations. Services connected with loading and unloading and repair of ships, with the storage and delivery of goods at or from ports. So this would capture the movement of the goods off of the ports to the various storage facilities, including warehouses, so not limited only to warehouses. The public transportation of water taxis and ferries, motor vehicles and buses, subject to what we said before, operating at a 50% capacity. We have included workers supporting groceries, pharmacies and other retail that sell food and beverage products. Restaurants can have takeaway and delivery operations, no in-restaurant dining. And we are pleading with persons, do not congregate at these establishments. Restaurants will establish their numbers so people can call ahead and just get their takeout via drive-through or just picking up curbside, as well as their delivery services. The media. This one took a bit of consultation with my colleagues.
It was a no-brainer.
The media, which includes workers supporting newspapers, radio, television, and online media services, and in particular the Minister of Communication, her ministry and her workers are captured under this category, in addition to what we've said about ministries. Services related to food production, packaging, agriculture, fisheries, animal care and attention. So of course this allows our food production, including the rearing of cattle, poultry, and all associated services. The production of the necessary feed, the veterinary services, or zoo to continue feeding animals. Those at the university that have animals to be fed, it allows all of them to continue with their business. Energy services, oil and gas industries. A lot of questions were asked, so again, yes, energy services or oil and gas industries are captured and are considered to be essential business, with the proviso, only essential workers. It does not mean business as usual and that everybody should be coming out. We're asking everybody to continue to operate safely, but understanding that health is driving these decisions, and only use the bare minimum of essential workers you need to continue your production and your operations safely. Hotels, guest houses, or eco-lodges licensed under the Tourism Development Act. The Seismic Research Unit at the University of the West Indies. A specific category. We are not including construction sites and construction workers. We are not including construction sites and construction workers. Remember, this is intended to end on the 15th of April. However, we have given a specific exemption for construction workers and services engaged in the construction of healthcare facilities, to capture what Minister Diyal Singh was saying. We need those workers to continue under the Ministry of Health's directions to finish the facilities they're working on. There's another category of workers who are necessary to keep furnaces and kilns operating safely in manufacturing operations that are not captured as essential operations in Subregulation 2, who are needed to keep these furnaces and kilns operating for safety reasons. There are some industries that they cannot just flick a switch and shut down their kilns and their furnaces. We're not saying outside of the manufacturing of food and beverages that you can continue business as usual. But we're not saying that you have to shut down your kilns, because we understand. So it will only be the workers associated with the safe continuation of keeping these kilns at a standalone and not continuing to produce your products. Any trade, and then we provide that the Minister of Health, after consultation with the Minister of National Security and the Prime Minister, can amend this list. It is not an invitation, and we will be really abiding over the next couple of weeks to the 15th of April with this list as has been declared. And what we say is that these essential businesses that we've identified, it's applicable to those workers and officers who are essential to the operations of these identified categories and cannot practically work from home. Persons have been asking if we will be issuing passes. At the end of the day, it is going to be the police, with the assistance and support of the defense force, who are going to be policing this, who are going to be ensuring that we abide by this. Everybody who is out there come midnight on Sunday, please walk with your identification. You will have to justify to any law enforcement officer, with the support of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, who pulls you over and asks where you're going. You will have to fall into one of these categories that we've identified as an essential business. So employers may want to issue letters of authorization to their essential workers who will be coming and going. Us, the rest of the public, when we're going to groceries and pharmacies or hardware in the off instance, we will have to tell the police officers and the defense force officers who are supporting where it is we're going, and please let us go and get back as quickly as we can without the congregating, and bearing in mind at all times the social distancing and personal hygiene that we have drilled into our heads over the past few weeks.